All right, well, welcome to class, everybody. So let's go ahead. Today we're going to actually start on our backs. So go ahead and take a moment to recline onto your back. I'm going to stay seated for a moment because I'll do some arm movements and it'll probably be easier on the white wall versus you trying to see me doing it on the mat. So just releasing back and letting the knees be bent, soles of the feet on the floor. And just grounding here, letting the back body connect to the mat. And allow yourself to land here this morning. And taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Nice. Just settling in here for just one moment. I'd like you to go ahead and take the arms up into cactus arms. So connecting here to the mat. We're going to take a moment to just alternate arms with each and every breath. So inhaling, we're going to release that right palm down towards the ground. And then as you exhale, then taking the left palm down, right palm up. So then the right palm is facing the sky. So working with your breath, we're just looking at opening up those shoulders a little bit. Nice. Each breath, just rotating those palms. Maybe feeling a little bit of tightness in those shoulders as we first start our practice. Nice. And then go ahead and bring both palms on either side of the hips here. Grounding into the soles of the feet as we get ready for our bridge here. So hands on either side of the hips. Grounding into the soles of the feet. Let's inhale, float both arms up, tucking that chin, lifting the hips, engaging those glutes, knees towards one another like you're squeezing a block, and then slowly releasing down. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhaling up. Press, press, press. Everything's activating, opening up. Hip flexor stretching a little bit there. Release down. And then last one, floating up. We're going to hold here for a breath. So take a moment, lift those toes, ground them back down. Press once again into the feet. Lift those hips high, high, high. And then exhale down. Nice. Draw those knees in towards the chest. Give a nice big hug. Keeping right knee in, extending left leg out, lengthen out through that left leg there, flexing the foot. Shoulders are dropped down and away. And then switch it out. Left knee in, right leg out. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, just releasing any tension in the muscles at all. And then next inhale, go ahead and bring knees towards the chest, tucking the chin. Give a nice big hug on the exhale. Tight little ball. Nice. And then go ahead and place hands behind backs of the thighs. Rock and roll. Let's come on up. Coming to a seated position here. Hands on knees as we play with our seated cat-cow. So inhale, opening through heart center, gaze to the sky. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Last one here, big inhale. Exhale, long, full exhale. Nice. And then go ahead and take the hands behind the back, interlacing fingers, rolling shoulders back and down, open through heart, chest, gaze to the sky. Let's take 3 breaths here. Each breath expanding a little bit more in that heart center. Nice, releasing here. And then go ahead, take the fingers, interlace them, pressing palms out, rolling that spine back towards that back wall, pressing out, tucking that chin, and creating that nice stretch in between the shoulder blades, out throughout the arms, through the palms, the wrists. 3 breaths here. Really lengthening out that exhale. Nice, releasing here, inhaling arms up, getting that side movement in the spine, working on a nice release on over to the left. And then inhale, center, exhaling over opposite side. Nice, inhale, both hands up straight, nice long hinge at the hips, releasing forward, nice big release, tucking chin, shoulders melt here. Big inhale, exhale, sink. Pressing into the palms, come on up, switching which leg is on top or in front, getting into that opposite hip, so come on top of those sits bones, inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Nice, big inhale. Exhale, sink. And slowly pressing on up. Let's go ahead and rock it forward. Tabletop position here. Okay, taking a moment to walk those hands out, dropping heart towards the mat. Hips are high, puppy dog. Stretch here, releasing out through those arms. Nice, big inhale, and then exhale, press on up, coming up here. Taking a moment and tucking those toes, lifting the hips, walking it out here. Big bend in those knees, kick those hips out, stretching, waking things up. And grounding into left leg, extending right leg up nice and long. Exhale, go ahead and bring that right foot forward, and then drop that back knee. Okay, feeling free to just gently rock back and forth here. So extending, getting into that hamstring here. You can even come up onto the heel, stretching it back, and then releasing into that front left hip flexor there. Just take your time with each one as we're gently waking them up. All right, and then we're going to find our happy stance here as we get ready to float up into supported lunge. So grounding into that back toe, that front foot, engaging the core softly. Big inhale, exhale, float arms up. Okay, releasing hands on either side, just dropping those right fingertips down towards the earth here. Really grounding into your base, coming to center, and then exhale, left fingertips, kind of pulling those right palm up. You can even bend that elbow. Reach. One more time on each side. Nice. Go ahead and bring it back to center, placing the left palm inside the right foot. Nice big inhale here. And then exhale, right fingertips up to the sky. Nice big inhale. Reaching, and then exhale, Float that hand down. Nice. Sending right foot back, coming back into downward dog. And then grounding into right foot, extending the left leg out nice and long. Big inhale, and then exhale, round the spine. Draw that knee tight, tight into the chest. Step that foot forward. Right foot back a little bit, so then you can drop down into your supported lunge. Always feeling free. If you have your blocks, sometimes it's nice with this pose too. Give yourself a little height. And then it's the rocking back and forward. But with this one especially, you kind of like a little bit of a longer stance. So that way the hips can drop forward. And then sending the hips back, straightening into that front leg. Again, just staying connected with the breath as you just rock back and forth. Noticing that tension in the leg, that tightness, as our muscles are a little bit cold in the mornings. Nice. One last one. Kick it back, heels grounded in that front left heel. Hips reaching back. And then shifting forward here. Okay, taking a moment to bring it a little bit closer. And then floating the arms up. Got our supported lunge. And then exhale, hands down. And then same thing, we're just going to release from one side to the other. So releasing right fingertips down towards the earth. And then pulling right elbow up, left fingertips down to the earth. It's vacillating from side to side here. Staying connected to breath, using that exhale and that soft engagement of the core to help stabilize here. Really pressing into the feet away from each other, creating that stable base. Nice. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, place that right palm inside that left leg or left foot and extend those left fingertips towards the sky. Gaze can go wherever it feels comfortable. So maybe release to the earth, vacillate to the sky. And then slowly float that palm down, grounding into the palms here. Lift that back knee, send that left foot back, downward dog here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, walk the feet to meet the hands. Grounding into the soles of the feet. Nice wide arms coming up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Half sun salutation. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, float. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Ground into the feet. Nice wide arms coming up. Exhale. Let's do one more here. Float it down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Nice wide arms, nice strong. Floating it up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. So taking a moment here to ground into your left foot, send the right one back, warrior one. Bending into that front knee here, releasing hands to the side. Inhale, float arms up, and then exhale, go ahead and drop the arms into cactus arms here. I'm just gonna face you guys. I think it visually helps a little bit better this way. Okay, so we're in our warrior one here. Nice big inhale. And dropping those elbows back down, open through heart center. And then as you exhale, straighten through that front knee, fingertips to touch. Okay, so we're going to move through this. So inhale, bending into the front knee, elbows drop down, back, behind the ribs a little bit here. Heart center open, throat open, gaze to the sky. Exhale, straighten the front knee, fingertips to touch. Let's do 2 more here. If balance feels challenging today, just keep a fixed gaze. But if it feels accessible, go ahead and let the gaze float. Nice, go ahead and release the hands on either side of the hips here as we come into our pyramid. So making sure those toes are facing forward here. Nice hinge at the hips, reaching through the crown of the head here. So no rounding in the spine, shoulders back and down. Big inhale. Exhale, hinging here. Come to a point of sensation and then hold, maybe even a nice little micro bend in that knee. Holding here. Strong through that base. Notice if all the energy's in that front foot, send some to the back foot. Big inhale. Exhale, come on up. We're going to come into it one more time, but this time you have the option of taking the hands behind. So interlacing fingers behind, rolling shoulder back and down, or even just holding on to the forearms there. Just noticing again where your balance is today. Find that focal point. Nice big inhale, hinging at the hip. Come on down. You can have hands forward at first until you find your happy place. And then once you feel nice and strong and stable, float those arms back, rolling shoulders back and down, tucking that chin. From here, seeing if the torso wants to sink at all, and then see if the hands want to start to release towards the ground, or maybe just to the sky. Nice big inhale, and exhale, come on up. Nice. Let's go ahead and release here. Step forward into your mat, stepping back into the opposite side. Okay, so warrior one here, coming into those cactus arms, once again, floating arms up. Inhale, drop elbows back down, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, straighten through the front leg, fingertips to touch. Again, open. Nice and expansive. Exhale, strong. Reaching. 2 more. Nice, last exhale, tapping those fingers, and then go ahead, bring hands to the hips, straightening through that front leg as we get ready to come into our pyramid. So making sure hips are facing forward, toes facing forward, shorten, widen the stance if you need to. Okay, a little bit of that micro bend in that knee. So if we need to step out, we can. Big inhale, reach through that crown. Nice and tall. Exhale, hinge, hinge, hinge till you come to that point of sensation. No tension in the shoulders, neck. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Finding sensation. This first one, we're just going to hold and breathe. Notice your base, pressing feet away, strong legs, stable foundation. Use that Ujjayi breath. Help stabilize the pose, creating a steadiness within. Okay, and your next exhale, slowly come on up. Nice. All right, this next one, we have the option of floating the hands behind, or you can keep just hands on hips here, okay? And we'll come into it at first, hands on hips, and then you can release them back if you'd like. So big inhale here. Again, reach, 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 hinge, hinge, hinge. Okay, that little micro bend, especially if we're challenging our balance by floating those arms back, interlacing fingers, rolling shoulders back and down. And then seeing if you want to release down more with the torso. If not, just hold there. Extend those palms, those hands towards the sky. Ujjayi breath here. Next exhale, so nice big inhale. Strong exhale, Ujjayi. Stabilize, coming up. Nice. Release those arms, stepping forward to the front of the mat, feet hip width apart, and just let the arms sway. Nice. Coming back to center here, letting those feet widen out quite a bit. Taking a nice inhale, hinge, halfway come down. Micro bend in those knees, releasing all the way down now. Inhale, center, walk hands over on the exhale to the right. Okay, inhaling back to center here. Exhale over to the left. Remembering just to let the breath just cycle through. And come back to center, grounding the left palm, sending right fingertips up to the sky. Lengthening through that exhale, letting it be a little bit longer. Releasing right hand down, pressing into the earth, sending left fingertips to the sky. Nice and strong here. Ujjayi breath, that strong exhale. Releasing left arm down, hands to the hips, bend in those knees, press on up, coming up. Nice. Go ahead and step into the front of the mat as we make our way down. So inhaling, arms up. Nice little micro back bend. Exhale, big bend in those knees. Come on forward, ground the palms, send the feet back. One strong plank here. Big inhale. Exhale, drop the knees, cross the feet behind, or just drop them over to the side and coming onto your bottom. Nice. Extending left leg out nice and long. Right foot coming into the inset of that left leg. Come on top of those sits bones. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hinge. Shoulders away. Soft upper body. If it means you need to back off, go ahead. And let the breath float. Exhaling, press on the top of the leg. Come on up. Switch it out. So extending right leg, left leg comes on in. Foot on the inset of that left leg, floating arms up, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, hinge. Forward fold. Again, notice if you're twisting out a little bit. See if you can bring heart center so it's facing the earth. As if you're plugging in here. Shoulders down and away. Shake the head no. No tension. Maybe even release the hands. Let them just rest on top of the shin here. Nice big inhale and then exhale. Press on up. Releasing on back into a nice bend in the knees here. And then just let the feet sway from side to side. Dropping knees over to the right. Just let them hold here for a moment. Nice inhale here. Exhale, slowly bring them up and just gently dropping them over to the opposite side. Nice big inhale. Supported exhale. Drawing knees up. Go ahead and bring them in for a nice big hug. Wrapping arms, tucking chin, lifting here. Big squeeze on that exhale. And then softly releasing into Shavasana. So extending back here, legs long, palms facing up. Back feels tender, feet wide, knees knocking in restorative or constructive rest here. Tuck the chin, no tension in the upper body. Taking a moment here to let the body become still as we take a few moments in our Shavasana. Just breathing here. Letting the body become heavy, releasing, letting go. Face a soft space between the teeth. Space between the brow. Soft. Eyes heavy. Hugging into the earth here. And breathe into your heart. A spark becomes a flame and it expands with each inhale. The warmth, the illumination, expanding, growing. The roots reach beneath you, steady, deep, and true. You are the branch, the blossom, an expression of creation. Here you are whole. Here you are free. Trust the quiet and allow yourself to settle into the silence. Begin taking the sounds in your environment back into your awareness. Noticing the sensation of the breath as it flows through the body. And then gently bringing the body back on board and wiggling the fingers and toes. And gently, when you're ready, rolling onto your side. Cradling the head, drawing the knees up. As we savor this moment of stillness, recognizing what a gift you gave yourself as you start your day with intention. Nice big inhale, and then exhale, press on up to seated. We can join with palms together, thumbs at heart center. We'll seal our practice with one shared breath. So nice deep inhale. Exhale out. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your practice with me today. Namaste.